No.
No, it's not a no. Huh? No, it's a no.
The aliens calling me again. So folks, I assume that everyone here knows that I'm from Ghost Hunters International on Sci-Fi. If you don't, there's the door. But this was a Q&A, but I'm looking to get into this a little bit more in depth. So what I tend to do, I get very passionate about the Q&A, and I may start shouting. But you've been warned now that could happen, because as I say, I get very passionate about it. So first of all, of course, something a little bit me. I'm born and bred in Ireland, very proud of it. And I flew in from Ireland yesterday.
Wow.
I must admit now, I did have a nasty layover at Atlanta for 7 hours before coming on out.
Did you fly Delta?
Yes, I did. Yes, born and bred in Ireland, absolutely love it. And in the north of Ireland, I've actually just recently, I've got people over there at the moment looking into another house for me over in the west of Ireland, over in Sligo. It's an old church which has been converted.
Oh, wow.
And now, what better place for an old ghost hunter to go and retire than an old church? Of course, everyone probably knows I've got my sidekick back in Ireland, which is Max, the dog. He goes everywhere with me. A lot of my research now is taking me into the underworld, what's under our feet at the moment. And of course, Max is very keen to get in there as well. He's a very, very good dog at sensing things, and he tends to give me a warning if I'm going to go down a particular avenue, and he says, So I tend to listen to that, and that's probably why I'm still alive today. But that's enough about me. Questions, folks. Of course, we're here for a Q&A. So who wants to start firing it off? Front row, fat lady.
Out of all the places that you've ever been and all the things that you've learned, what would be the thing that frightens you the most?
Is this on camera or off camera?
Which one's scarier?
I nearly lost my life several times. I went to go to Transylvania, and I was railroaded into another place that I wished I had never been introduced to, and I ended up in the lake there. There's a lot of badness with that lake, and it nearly killed me there as well. So that is one of the places that sticks in my mind to stay away from. But of course, I will be back there at some stage. I will face that thing again.
What kind of
I don't actually know what it was, but what I do know is that it reacted with the environment, and like that, everything changed. Everything went against you at that particular moment in time as you fought to keep on the surface. In fact, even the reeds that were deep in the water, you could feel around your ankles, it was stopping your kick. I knew that I was in serious trouble at that point. So that was one of those places. Nearly lost my head in Jamaica, going looking for a voodoo temple. Recently, back in Ireland, we were told about this lake over the west coast, and the entity there has been killing people over the years, dragging people under the water, and it actually killed one of the police divers, and now it's started to kill people in multiples of four kids, 4 fishermen, and we went to investigate that. And of course, the only way you can investigate is to get into the water and put on the scuba gear and go. I had people on the shore. I had people in the boat. The people on the shore were tied to the boat. I was tied to the boat, so I could only go as far as the length of the rope that was on me into the water. Now, whenever I extended my arms in the water, I couldn't see past my fingers. So the visibility was very bad. And I was very aware that she was in the water. But if she came to me like she did with the police officer, I wasn't going to have enough time to react. She would have pulled me, boat, and the people on the shore into the water as well. But ironically, whenever we said, that's it, we're done, she appeared in the lake. And she came up out of the water, and her shoulders and head was very apparent in the water, in the deeper water. And there was no way that I was heading out into the deeper water to meet her, because I was already out of my depth. And I said, no, that's enough. And that night on the island got really intense. And there's a lot of weird stuff happening on the island. So anyone who wants to come to Ireland, feel free, it's all right. It's grand. We're great tales.
Did you get any of that on camera, or was that all just an off?
That was on camera.
On camera?
Yes, but not for GHI.
So do you have it?
Yes, back in Ireland.
Oh.
In a vault. Good.
What prompted you to become a paranormal investigator?
I think I've always had an inquisitive mind, and that still carries through today. And very much, why does that happen? How can that happen? And I think maybe having some Celtic blood in me as well helps me keep that drive going, because there's a very, from an Irish standpoint, there's still a very strong connection with the land, and of course spirits are very important to the land as well, and ancestors. And having all of that behind me, and growing up in a house that already had unusual phenomena, which my parents kept us away from, until one night that I got to see it for myself as a 5-year-old child. Yeah, all those things have led to the point where I am now. People ask me, did I set out to be a ghost hunter? No. Did I set out to be on TV? Absolutely not. I feel that I'm the backseat passenger in the car of destiny, being driven by someone else. I just along for the ride. But I'm enjoying it. I absolutely do enjoy it. Next.
What happened when you were 5?
What happened when I was 5? It was Christmas Eve, and whenever the house that we lived in, which is now still empty, it had a double staircase, so you were able to look over the staircase to see the very bottom. And I always did that as a child. And being Christmas Eve, I had woke up with a thirst. Now, in Ireland, it's pretty normal to wake up with a thirst, but usually you cater that with some beer or whiskey. But as a 5-year-old child, you're still very much checking the water. I woke up and went to go downstairs. Well, I looked over, and that's whenever I seen the guy coming up the stairs. Now, being 5-year-old, Christmas Eve, I thought it was Santa. So I hightailed it back to bed, thirst and all, and forced myself to sleep. And woke up when, of course, the presents were there. And it was years later that I told my parents, because I said that something wasn't right with that. And there was other things that had happened in that house. I remember this particular guy coming to the door, and he came to the door. It was okay. I was 5 years of age. Hello. Now, this was back in the time whenever it was okay for kids to be left in the house, and my mother went off and picked up my father and came back, because he only worked down the road. And my mother left strict instructions: do not let anyone in. So, hello, open the door. Nope. Open the door. Nope. Well then. And he started heading the door with his shoulder. And I was saying, open the door. Well, not the words to that effect, but close. You can fill in the gaps. And I said no, because my mommy says I'm not allowed to let anybody in. And I actually, because of something I saw on TV, I got a chair out of the kitchen and jammed it against the wall. I'm 5 years of age. And my mother came back, and the knocking stopped. But they came through the front, and there was no one there. I was petrified to tell anyone for years, because, it was, although as a child trying to do the good thing, sometimes back then, back in the 70s, if you'd done the bad thing, you got a scalp in the ass for it. And I didn't want to get a scalp in the ass, so I didn't say anything happened. So it was a very strange house. Very strange indeed. Next. Yes?
What was your favorite investigation?
Oh. Can I give you several? I do have several. The Wolf's Lair in Poland was exceptional because it takes a lot to creep me out, but that place, you feel history. And you know, you see all these bunkers sitting around, and you knew that 60 years ago, 70 years ago, Nazis were running through these bunkers, and we were given complete access. So we were able to walk through those corridors and the bunkers, and it was just absolutely amazing. But at night, the atmosphere changed in that place. And I will, for people who know me and know that I love photography, I've headed into places with the camera over my back and took night pictures, and they're amazing pictures the way they turn out. But that place I walked into, and I got 400 yards and said, hell no. And I turned and walked back out again. And I never got the night shots in the Wolf's Lair. There was the Wolf's Lair, there was also the Mayan ruins, because I got the opportunity to go back the following night into the jungle and climb up to the top of the main pyramids, the main temple pyramids, and lie down flat and look at the stars. And I was lying level with the top of the jungle canopy, and the moon was coming up over the top of the jungle canopy. That, in those moments, I realized I was never ever going to get the opportunity to do that again, and I certainly took that. So the Mayan ruins, Peru was another good one. Puerto Rico, Argentina, I love Argentina, not because of the ghosts, but because of the horse riding, fantastic landscapes out there, and many different, you will come across many different foods when you travel. Now, you need to have a strong lining in your stomach. Guinea pig, I got to try guinea pig in Peru, it's called cuy out there. And it comes out looking like a guinea pig, which in a Western thing is unusual. You know, you get a piece of meat, it doesn't come out looking like a cow. And this thing came out, and its head was still attached to its feet. It just looked like it had been run over by a car. But underneath there was a potato, and being Irish, I thought, oh dear God, thank God, the potato. But because it was a national dish, and they were sitting around watching, I couldn't very well say, hell no. So I had to eat its back legs. And it was god awful. It was one of the worst things I've ever tasted in my life. But I thought, great, now that I've eaten the back legs, I haven't offended anyone, and I'll go for the potato. So I lifted the main body, and its innards dropped out like Christmas tree decorations. The potato was ruined. But in Argentina, we were told, we went to this restaurant, and they had amazing beef. And it was wonderful, it was so delicious, it just fell off the bone. And we started getting curious, well, what is this? Is this cow, or what is this? And they said, oh, no. And they brought us into the back to show us the freezer. Whenever they opened the freezer, it was like huge rats about that line that were all twisted up over each other, and we thought, well, that's weird. But it tastes okay. The next night, the guys went back again and said, you know, we'd love to know where you get these from. Well, we hunt these. You can come with us. Yeah, that sounds good. Where do you hunt these? You see the dumpsters over there? That's what they were, huge rats that were eating trash. So yeah, you gotta have a strong stomach sometimes wherever you're away. Best not to ask what you're eating.
It tasted good though.
It tasted good, yeah.
Some people are eating the things and then they throw leftovers in the dumpster, and then the other ones are coming eating those and they're shooting them.
Exactly. The best of recycling. Anybody else?
Yeah. Like New York.
Do you feel that the results that you get when you're provoking are as legitimate maybe as the ones that you would